Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine. In Heart of the Machine, we are currently in a 25 turn period of vulnerability due to the full outbreak. On the one hand, we need to protect ourselves. Things are getting worse and it affects us more than anyone. On the other hand, if we could protect ourselves, the human mechs are shockingly vulnerable for the moment. So quite the clue there that it's now time to take on the human mechs here, the diplomats who have been raiding the slums up here for the past, I don't know, 25 turns at least. What are we going to do? Full outbreak. We still are working on building the crucible and finishing up protection required. Full outbreak. We need to protect ourselves. Period of vulnerability, 25 turns. It's a bad time to be made of metal. The rust is melting the brains of vulnerable robots, and veiny particles are starting to form on mechs, restricting their movement and functions. You've heard through the city feed that a cure is on the way. Not that they'll offer that to you. If you had a way to cure yourself in the interim, this would be a really good time to take out some mechs. We have two visible contemplations. Study rust barnacles up there right by the exeter, and develop protective brain sheath down here. Tech 4000 is available. That's just out of range, so it's going to be too mental energy to do, but I feel like protective brain sheaths are the way to go. This requires a 175 cognition that we have. Let's do it. Tech 4000, develop protective brain sheath. Your minds are being consumed by the rust. The microfungi are drawn to the electrical charge on your neuroweave, which is open to the air. Until now, this was optimal for heat dissipation and had no downsides. You're pretty sure that you can develop an insulating gel or gas that will let the heat escape but keep the rust from getting in. Designing such a thing will require a high amount of cognition. You may need to wait for the humans to develop their own filters and then steal the blueprints from them. We're going to develop a cure. This cure is a lot of work. The idea that the most dangerous threat to your existence was in some random rich person's house is still unreal to you. You never expected any real consequences from your explorations. Ever since you learned to split yourself into a distributed network, you've been feeling rather, well, immortal. It's been a while since you felt real fear. If you were wrong about this, what else were you wrong about? What else is lurking out in the blighted city? Let's finish the cure. The rust isn't going anywhere, but you'll be safe from the worst of it, you hope. Window of opportunity. You developed your filters against something. Achievement. Window of opportunity. You developed your filters against the rust prior to humans developing theirs. They remain vulnerable while you aren't. At least for a little while. That's 99% of the full outbreak. Still have 25 turns in the period of vulnerability. What's this other one up here? Study rust barnacles. We need 125 cognition. The exeter we've decked out with plenty of cognition. Whether or not you have a way of keeping the rust out of your brain, barnacles are going to be an ongoing problem from now on. Probably ought to learn something about them. It might actually improve cognition for some of your units while you're at it. We'll study the local colonies. The exeter's going to do this for 7 turns, really. These veiny barnacles are actually fungal colonies of the rust, but they're strange. Okay, exeter's put away there for 7 turns, which might not have been the best android to send to do that, but I think it'll be okay. We're still at 99% of full outbreak. I wonder if that means we need to do something else. These guys don't appear to be restricted in any way. And we do want to design full-time VR pods, so we have another few contemplations we should do. The troop ship KAS Hood is here. Das Eagle delivery craft is here. I think we'll pick up a tech in the Das Eagle, and we'll send that ship up in this direction to try to get that contemplation done. It's going to take a lot of movement because this map is so huge. But Tech 4000 up here, design full-time VR pods, the third contemplation in one turn. What is going on? Design full-time VR pods. You've established that you need living humans in order to expand your own mind. Their brains have to be reasonably functional and definitely have to remain in their skulls. Your VR day use seats average far less than 24 hours of activity per day. What with all the food and bathroom breaks, people signing out to sleep and so on. What if you developed an alternative pod that took care of everything? Now, at this stage, we have the option of designing torment vessels or commercial VR pods. We could design torment vessels just for the wealthy, abandon morality, and go for the maximum neural yield. This might be something we'll do in another timeline, but for now, I think we still want to go and build off our past success by designing commercial VR pods. If we make it awesome, people will participate willingly. We need more than we can get from our day use seats, but we can keep it ethical. So I think the difference there is basically looking at the victory conditions, which is hard to remember where exactly you see this, but there is something that mentions torment nexels here. Torment vessels. And if you look at the primary goal for these, which we've never done, it's 4+ million neural expansion. Willing rejection of reality, which we have done, is where the VR pods leads, and that's primary goal is 2 million neural expansion. So the difference is torment vessels are going to get you more neural expansion. Looking at what we actually need 5 million more. Well, 4 point some million. So either of them aren't going to get us there, and we're going to need to do more. But torment vessels would have gotten us closer. So this might have been a bad decision to be ethical. But this has been an ethical playthrough from the start, and I'd really like to continue in that role-playing vein. So we are going to design commercial VR pods. This is Shell Company. Needs medical expertise. We have already hired medical, neurology, and bionics research. So if we look at what's going on here, yeah, we have 2 medical practices. Neurology practice. I'm not sure if we have neurology. We have a neuroscience, 1 neuroscience lab, 2 medical practices, and bionics engineering, I think is this one. Yeah. So, and we've done it in the correct ratio already, because it's going to take about 3 times as much medical research as it takes the other 2. So we may even need more medical research than what we've allocated there. But I feel like we've got a good head start on designing commercial VR pods already. So what about the other contemplations that we see? Well, there may be other contemplations, but we also have the KES Hood troopship here. KES Hood is currently carrying 3 Predators and a Hellfire. We have another Hellfire on the ground that we could hop aboard. Now, we do have room for 1 more mech in there and 3 more androids. Androids, we do have room for more, but it seems like a pretty good fire team to send north and see if we can do any damage. So I want to start bringing the troopship up in that direction. Difficulty with troopship is it's big, so you want to make sure that you don't get it killed by flying over something dangerous on the way. We'll head it to the edge of the board, and with 2 more movement, it looks like we're going to be able to get pretty close. That looks a little dangerous there, so let's send it here. And then, yeah, we're in range with our final movement, so I don't want to get it so close that we are immediately beset. Let's stick it here. And that'll do. Next turn, we'll drop some Hellfire mechs down there and see what we can do about these guys. They should be in trouble. If we look at swarms, there are some rust swarms out here. The rust spreading around, doing what it can to damage mechs. The main outbreak is right by our city, which is seriously dangerous. I don't think there's anything else we can do right now. We could send more vehicles up north next turn, but for now there's nothing we can do. One other thing that caught my attention, it wasn't here. It wasn't recent events. There was another. So if I go to versatile view or street sense and right click on it, it's in history. Okay, so in history we see key contacts, street sense, contemplations, and exploration sites. Exploration sites are something we haven't really spent a lot of time talking about, but these are visible on the map with this marker, and these are just like side quests we can start, and a lot of these have hidden tech. Hidden tech are tech that we haven't unlocked in any other timeline. So this, for instance, is a friendly neighborhood farmhand hidden tech, which offers 3 hidden techs. It needs a sledge with 300 plus strength. So we do have a sledge here doing nothing. I think it might be a good idea to see if we can boost the strength of this guy. So strength is not combat power, right? Strength is actually here. Strength stat 322. So without any boosts, sledge is ready to do that. So that's going to be our target for something to do next turn before anything else. But while we're thinking about that, let's take a look up here, up north, where our combat against these mechs is going to happen, and let's move to turn 67. Okay, these mechs are rampaging. We do want to try to destroy them. What else might we want to do this turn? Taken out most of the contemplations up north. We still have Nickelbots are the worst contemplation that we have to send a Nickelbot to. And beyond the ruins. And I thought we had exploiting a corporation, but I don't see it. Here it is. Exploiting a Fed Corp. So those were all important things we have to get done, but there's just so many other things to do. Like this. We do want to bring the sledge down here to friendly neighborhood farmhand, but that's going to take 5 mental energy. So we're going to have to bring a ship to carry you. We do have the Das Eagle delivery craft here, and there's no reason to have Tech 4000 in there, so I guess Tech 4000 can reboard the craft. And delivery craft, you can start heading back here to pick up the sledge. We can drop it off here. Seems a little dangerous. And then our sledge can hop out and become a friendly neighborhood farmhand exploration site. 23 turns. Okay, well it is 3 hidden techs, so I'm glad we got it started, but wow, that's a significant amount of time that sledge is going to be otherwise occupied. In the north, we still have 14 new street senses, so if I look at street sense here, defensive property, yeah, these are just, I guess I can divide them up. They're not, there's no new project related ones. There's a couple new pressure points. Wow, just like a whole number of side quests opening up here for us to investigate later. Resources, deals, cult paper we've done in the past. Right now we're going to probably need to do this, but right now we're not housing enough people that paper is a problem. Equipment acquisition, these look new. I don't remember seeing the political rally or religious study there before. Could take hostile actions now. Well, I guess we could always do these. We don't need the cash. You can just straight up increase the difficulty by sneaking into a nuclear power plant. That's potential. We've done the apartment fire before. We've never checked the Citizen Parknet Motel or Lost Gen water theft. We have encountered the Lost Gen in another timeline. Can scrub identities. There are shops where we can sell things, and there are ways to generate wealth. So there's a lot opened up, and it, like, somehow I missed 3 things here that were still available. Steel neodymium, steel prismatic tungsten, and visiting the license agency. Great. Versatile. There's no way to right-click this to see what these 4 things mean, and it's just kind of bouncing around. Okay, it's showing project required for protection required, which, yeah, we still need to do that. So maybe finish that before we start a battle on a new front. We do have 24 turns, but honestly, there's like no one left to do things. I guess the Tech 4000 inside Das Eagle can head up here and try to finish these intimidating security. I don't think we're going to get that one, plus it's a security clearance required. What were the other ones? This one up here, intimidating mechs, we can't do with a Tech 4000. Over here we could do, nope, it's a 1 of 2 security required, so none of these, we can't do any of those with Tech 4000, and those are the only 4 project related things left. Build and defend the Neuro Crucible is really our only other real challenge right now, which is what's happening here is we're just waiting for Computronium helices. So we do have a few buildings we can send the tech up here to finish building. Let's send them up that way then and do that. We'll move the Das Eagle over here to deliver him, and he can hop out. The options are Computronium refineries or Helix forges. They all take 1 turn, so let's finish 1 Computronium refinery and 1 Helix forge. In the area, we should also have, yes, a senior tech, and senior tech can help finish the final Helix forge. So that means next turn we should start making Computronium helices. 2 mental energy left. I'm gonna keep the Bastion here to help this guy out, but I guess what we want to do now is start offloading. The Hellfires would be nice. Think we can get a Hellfire down here without doing any collateral. But we're gonna lose him because I don't know how to use Hellfires. He's already taken 438% damage. Obviously, we should have waited till we had more mental energy to do that. Oof. Hellfire doesn't really have any way of getting out of that. Yeah, a fresh identity is not going to solve the fact that you are innately alarming. And shields up can knock the damage down to 219. Question is, can we move him out of here? So, not really. I guess we could put him back on the vehicle. And it doesn't look like he dies if we do that. I'm kind of confused. There's no pink lines. He dies if we do that. Never mind. Okay. I clearly don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the Hellfires. Maybe it would make more sense to drop them over here. There's so many other things that are going to be shooting at them, though. It's just, yeah, maybe they can shoot from within the gunship. That's an option. Let's move the entire gunship a little bit with our final point. If we put it over here, it's going to be in range of that. And I'm not sure if that thing's going to shoot at us, so I don't really want to do it. I'm just going to move it a little bit. I want to get it so that the onboard... Yeah, the onboard guys can do stuff. Too much armor, we can't even scratch it. It's got 521 armor plating. The idea was that we'd use large bore armor piercing rounds. It's going to take 3 mental energy to make this effective, but 3 times 170 is 510, which means we will be almost piercing their armor plating, except Hellfire has an innate 30, so we'll really be up to 540, and that will give us complete pierce. So that was a mistake to get the Hellfire out of there. It's quite possible we can just shoot from the troop ship. And we'll see next turn, turn 68, if that's possible. Oof, that is bad news. We are attracting unwanted attention there from an Atka Retail combat unit. This is not an Atka Retail area, so not really sure where he came from. Corporate androids acting counter to their programming. So this guy's malfunctioning, I see. It's possible that these diplomats are moving toward us also. We're going to take 45% damage from that guy. That is extreme danger for the troop ship. The predators can probably take him out, but they are blocked from attacking. Why? That's unexpected. Why are we blocked from attacking? You may randomly get a small bit of bonus damage when you fire. Cannot attack from inside this kind of vehicle. Oh, okay, okay. So that's a change to the troop ship. I think I noticed that last episode or in a recent episode, but just didn't fully realize it. But we actually do need to drop these units out of the ship in order to attack with them. And unfortunately that does mean the Hellfire's gonna die, because there's just no place around here where we can drop a Hellfire and not get attacked by everything around us. Yeah, 77% damage. I guess he's not dead with that damage, but that's just unfortunate that these other mechs are around. We can use some large bore armor piercing rounds to make him more substantial, but and we can actually destroy one of these, which is fantastic news. Can we destroy the other one? Maybe. Does look like that's the right way to go. This guy's gonna take a lot of damage. We'll see if we can have him survive. I like that we destroyed a couple of the rampaging mechs, though. That actually went a lot better than I expected. Hellfire. Look at that. Shields are up. You know what we can actually do is... No, we do not have shields on these guys. Never mind. What we can do is move on to turn 69 and see what happens to this poor guy. Alright, he took a bunch of hits. Definitely going to die in the next turn. A whole bunch of malfunctioning combat droids showing up. These diplomats are a major problem, but they're not the real problem. It's really these smaller units. And right now they're targeting my predators. Can the predators save the Hellfire? That is the real question. Like, I think even if we can, we're still going to have a couple mechs to deal with. That guy's actually going to survive already. But look at all these. So these combat units, malfunctioning combat units, were all suppressed. And it looks like this guy's got the rust even. Syndicate Combat Golem. Rare squad of Syndicate designed androids. They're expensive and inefficient, or you'd retrofit a line of these yourself. Syndicate androids are acting counter to their programming. They have the rust. And they're pinned down. The rust is not telling us what it will do. Neuroweave components of this android are decaying in a fashion that will eventually be fatal. The infection has also progressed to the point of interfering with movement. Okay, so the rust is slowing things down. That's fantastic. Don't think it's hurting us. I think we're going to target this close by combat golem. These things probably aren't affected by horrify. Yes, they're not affected by demoralize. We're going to have to use our standard weapon. And we're going to have to bring some more troops out of the troop ship. Troop ship also has the ability to heal. So currently Hellfire has taken 61 or has 61% health. We could use a healing here that would not heal its max, would take 4 mental energy. Probably not worth doing in the midst of combat. Not the best healer. We are going to pop this golem and then maybe start shooting at these other ones. We also have Hellfire here with a lot of attacks. It could destroy these mechs, but I'm afraid that's going to bring in reprisals from all of these other mechs. Like, these are not... these are just POI mechs, and the POI isn't pissed off until you attack them back, and then all of these other POI troops are going to attack us. So... wait, and right now he's only taking 66% damage. So we could heal it, it could survive. Another option would be to pop it on board the troop ship, and maybe it survives then. It doesn't, it's hard to read whether he survives or not. But it looks like he does, and nobody's attacking the troop ship, so that seems to be the right move. Let's finish this minor skirmish off by dropping out more predators. Don't want them to get too close. There's one down here. There's a few up there. Don't want them to be so far they'll miss. I guess they have pretty good range, these predators. It looks like we can probably take out a couple more. And this one's out of range. No, that one's in range. So if we do a combat recharge here, we can take out that final one. Okay, we have one more mental energy, 3 predator down here. I'd like to get them back in the ship. There are quite a bit more of these malfunctioning androids down here. It's really the Diplomat down here we're after, though, so I think moving the troop ship a little bit. We don't want it to be in the range of anything shooting. But we do want to be able to drop that Hellfire off next turn into a good place like here. So I think we're in a pretty good place. Most of the malfunctioning droids are suppressed or too far away to act. It also looks like they're taking damage, so maybe they are taking damage from the rust. These guys, on the other hand, are not. They're at 100% health. Let's move on to turn 70 and see what new horrors await us. Okay. 4 immediate threats, 6 enemies attacked. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure where the 6th is. There's the 6th. What? This is unexpected. So they did launch a couple more diplomats way down here. These guys aren't going to take any damage at all from our bulks, and our bulks are going to start taking damage from them. So we need to clear out of here. Maybe leave these as much of these as we can. Get the rest of these guys on board the troop ship, because we're going to have to take out this diplomat and get that troop ship down there as soon as possible. Hellfire, can you jump out somewhere where you can destroy this thing and get back? Yeah, there's a safe spot there. Oof. Not great. You still have your armor piercing on, so you can do this. Then we're going to take 96% damage. Okay, you can get back on board. We'll have to heal you. We'll use a battle recharge, put you back on board. You're going to survive that. And then I would have liked to battle recharge you to pick you up, but I think instead what we're going to do is get the troop ship as far out of there as we can and head down to where we saw, yeah, head down that way, because there's more diplomats there. Those things are way more dangerous than all of these malfunctioning droids, and we need to bring a Hellfire up over that direction. Although, having said that, we could maybe just deploy a new one. Hellfire mechs. We can't do it this turn because we are out of mental energy, obviously. I was hoping it would let us see the range. That's okay. We do have one lone predator we're leaving behind who's going to have to defend himself from a whole lot of malfunctioning droids. 21 turns left in our period of vulnerability. We are making progress on designing commercial VR pods. We have a couple more things to do in this protection required project. I think the interesting things are going to be what happens to this predator, and maybe following the troop ship. Where are you, troop ship? This is you here. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to get close enough to do any damage to the troop ship. So turn 71. 3 enemy attacks planned, I bet. Yep, there's one coming in out of the Predator. Predator can use some suppression to save itself. I'm only going to spend 1 point on this for now. And then the other 2 attacks here. Wow, they're destroying bulk harvester drones. Well, they're attacking it. It's only going to... Oh yeah, it's gone next turn. So we need to take out... those diplomats as soon as possible. Send the troops on a beeline, and hopefully we can drop a Hellfire without losing it right about here. Unfortunately, maybe we can suppress that guy. Let's see. Let's drop a Predator down here. Yeah, and the Predator's gonna die if we don't take that out. So first thing first, we still have armor piercing active. So that one's gone. Unfortunately, there's no suppression there. Okay, and it changed target to our Hellfire. Hellfire currently could do shields up and reduce the damage to 55%. Let's do that. And then, can you shoot here? Yes. So that's probably what we do. The shot there should reach from the Hellfire. He's got plenty of range, but we're gonna have to battle recharge him twice. And that's gonna take all of our mental energy, which probably reverts this guy's target to the Predator. No, it didn't. Okay. 55% damage because of the shields, so we're gonna survive that. We'll get him back on board. Everything's gonna be great. There is another Predator back here who might be in a little danger, but I think he's doing okay. Let's see what happens on turn 72. Alright, this Predator, we have 8 enemy attacks planned, a bunch there. This guy, not gonna make it. I just don't know. Oh, you know what we can do, maybe? Is we can have you move a little closer Not sure why it's showing you taking damage if you move here. Nothing's targeting you, right? Oh, there is. Okay. Well, we'll shoot this guy close by first. That didn't suppress this guy. What if we move a little and then shoot at this one? And it also didn't suppress him, unfortunately. Alright, with six attacks planned. There are 3 there, or maybe 2 there. This is a building attack, it looks like. Yeah, this one's attacking our aerospace hangar. We're gonna take care of it with the bulk predator. Actually, it's attacking the bulk predator. Well, we have rust barnacles on the aerospace hangar. The structure is covered in veiny barnacles of the radiotrophic microfungus C. heterosporium dominium. The barnacles do not impact the function of this structure, but they do cause an immediate loss of all stealth and a per turn health loss. The barnacles will not reduce health below 20% of maximum. So I'm not sure how we get rid of the barnacles. I guess that's what we're studying with the Exeter. He's hopefully going to finish his study soon. He's pretty safe, right? 5 turns? 1 turn to go. Okay. So we'll have a handle on the barnacles soon. Unfortunately, that is our second Hellfire down. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. There's a lot of enemies here. I think it makes sense to just leave people where they are. We want to bring another Hellfire up north to take care of this Diplomat. So that's probably next. And here we need to do some suppression. And we should survive at least another turn up there. But let's make another Hellfire. Let's get it on board a ship. I guess we're going to bring the troop ship down to closer to the hangar. If I can find a place where it doesn't crash. There we go. From here we want another Hellfire. Hellfire mech. 4 mental energy. We have just enough. We can make it here and hop it on board. Hop it on board the KES hood. And then with our final point, we can send the KES hood back up north. Hopefully not too many more diplomats to worry about. Yeah, the only one left on the map is that one that we know of. Hopefully no more spawning. There's a whole lot of compromised enemies, and we still have 3 enemies attack planned. This one is going to get destroyed by the reprisal, as is this one. But the one shooting our Hellfire, that non-compromised or non-evil Tark Systems Diplomat, Tark Defense Systems, yeah, you're just going to destroy this guy, unfortunately. Not a whole lot you can do about it, except for watch as turn 73 unfolds. We did complete the study of the rust barnacles, where there's a lot more to learn, but you have figured out a few things. Most notably, you have an idea for a new mycomulcher, which will let you generate biomulch, clear rust barnacles from your structures and mechs, and also provide chitin. What use you'll have for chitin, you don't know. You'll figure something out eventually, you imagine. Alright, 18 turns left in our period of vulnerability. We're going to call that an episode there for now. We do have a new contemplation that we'll check out next time. Feels like we're in a pretty good spot right now. We figured out how to destroy the rapidly multiplying diplomats. Wow, they're coming back. More Hellfires, turns out, is the key. Maybe we'll have to package up another couple. Till next time, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This has been Corknut, playing Heart of the Machine. I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am enjoying playing it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.